Namaste. Today I'm reading Garuda Purana chapter, the last chapter, 17. Has no translation. It's only 17 or 18 verses long. 16 verses, I think, maybe. Let's see. Yep, 16. So it's gonna be, I don't know, I wanna do a lot. I still wanna do 2 hours of the reading today. And if the demon, I'm talking about a human being, of course. The 80-year-old demon tries to, short circuit the electricity, then I'm just warning you, it might happen. But I think this is nearing climax. Just, people are starting to realize something, and it's not that pretty right now. So, and now I think they're trying to listen in more and more as time goes on. That should just find me on YouTube, whatever. Namaste. Atha Mahatmya Shri Bhagavanuvāca Itya Khyatam Maya Tai Kushuya Salvame Baltvadehi Nashaha Pyanantare Shrutva Salvapa Paiha Pramuchyate Idam Jamushmikam Kaima Petra Mukti Pradayakam Putraban Chitadam Jaiva Paratreha Sukha Pradamo. I just got harassed. I got attacked. Idam Kaima na Gulbananti ye na Satikanara Tamah Deshwum Jalamapeyam Siatu Suratuliyam na Samchayah Devatah Pitarashajaiva Naiva Pasyananti Tadaguruhama Pavananti Deshwum Kopena Putrah Pautura Shija Dulgatah Brahmano Kushatriyang Paishyah Shudra Shijai Betaret Shudra Shijai Betarapicha De Jananda Lasama Jinyaya Saive Bratakariyam Binai Bratakaripamidam Punoyam Shurunoti Shravayachcha Yah Upao Down Papa Nilmoko Down Dulgatim Naiba Gachachatah Mata Peturoshacha Maranoe Saupalnam Shurunute tu Yah Pitarao Mukutima Bananao Sutah Sanantitiman Sanantitimanen Pavet Na Shurutam Garudam Yana Kaya Shiradatam Cha No Kurutam Purushota Saigah Kuruto Naiba Na Cha Masikapa Shuike Sa Gatam Gatyate Putrah Gatam Muchedurno Trayat Mataram Pitaram Jaiva Gatam Tarayitum Kushomah Tasmat Salvaprayatanena Shurotabiam Gaurudam Kila Taimal Takama Mokushunom Dayakam Tuhokana Shanam Tuhokana Shayam Tuhokana Shanam Puranam Garudam Punoyam Pavitram Papana Shanam Shurunam Batam Kamana Puram Shurotabiam Salvadaiva Hi Brahmano Lapate Pidyam Kushotriyah Purtivim Lapet Vaishyo Patikatamati Shudrah Shudhyati Pati Patakat Shrutuvai Danani Deyani Panchakaya Kilani Ja Bulvokta Shayanadini Nanyatan Sapalam Pavet Puranam Pujayat Pulvam Panchakam Tadanantaram Pasatra Lamkara Godana El Dakushuina Pishaja 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 Dakushuina Pishaja Pasatra Lamkara Godana El Dakushuina Pishaja Sadarama 아는나이시자 해마다나이시자 부미다나이시자 부리피흐 부자야드 바자감 바크티안 바후푸니어 팔라프다예 바후푸니어 팔라프다예 바자가시알 짜네나이바 부지또함 나 삼차야흐 사는 두시두에 두시두이땀 Yami Panchake Natara Samchayaha Iti Shri Rudra Shri Garuda Purana Shravana Palama. That was the end of the book, which means surely by starting tomorrow or even now, something good or bad will happen. Something good will happen to good people. Something bad will happen to bad people. That's the way it should be. Bad things should happen to bad people, and good things should happen to good people, not the other way around. I mean, everything is caused by karma and sins, But it's not fair that, the bad guys have the upper hand just because the good guy's karma is really bad. That's not fair, especially if the good guy is trying. If it's trying to be, trying to repent, change his ways. When I say bad people, I'm talking about just two things, murder and rape. Yeah. I guess I'm pretty easygoing. That's what I mean when I say evil people. It's just two things, murder and rape. That's it. Okay, so now I don't need a break, I don't think. I'm gonna just start. I didn't do Raga Veda yesterday, so I'm gonna do that today. I might take a day off from Bhagavad Gita. I'm not really sure. Let's do Raga Veda and go from there. Today is chapter 186. Okay, let's set this up. Got it. It's 11 shlokas long. Okay, here we go. Namaste. Na illo pilvidate sushasati vishivanaraha savitan deva etu api yatan yuvano matusatan no vishivam jagada pipitve manisho no Vishava Sukran Kamanuntu Devan Mitro Aryama Parunoha Sajoshoha Puvanyatan no Vishave Burtasaha Karanun Sushoha Bituram na Shabaha Brashatam Bo 아띠팀 그르누이 슈에느 그림님 그르누이 슈에 그님 사스띠 피수돌바니 사스띠 피수돌바누이허 사조슈허 아사디아통아 노 바로너허 수길 딜리셔설장 발쇼다리 굴다허 수리허 우빠 에슈에 나마성아 자기 쇼셔 사낙땅 자기 쇼셔 사낙땅 수득해바 테누허 사만에 아하는 비미마노 알감 비슈루베 바야시 사스미는 누타무 우따 노힐 부트니오 마야스카흐 시슌 나 비비우 슈이바 베티 시는투허 예나 나빠 다마빵암 주나마 마노주보 보르쇼노 얌 바하는띠 우따 나 임 뜨바시뜨 가는 뜨바쯔청안 스마트 수리 피라 피비뜨베 사조셔허 버릇들아 해는들아 세짜이쇼 누이브라 스뚜 비실더모 버릇들아 해는들아 세짜이쇼 누이브라 부수 브라 스뚜 비실더모 버릇들아 해는들아 세짜이쇼 누이브라 스뚜 비실더모 버릇들아 해는들아 세짜이쇼 누이브라 스뚜 비실더모 나람 나 이하 가미야허 우따 나 임 마따요시바 요가허 시슌 나 가바세타루남 리하는띠 따밈 기로 자나요 나 바트니허 수라비실더맘 너람 나사는따 우따 나 임 마루토 부르드타 세나허 스마드로다시 사마나사흐 사마사다는뚜 부르셔다시바 소바나요 나 라탄 리샤다소 미트라유조 나 데바흐 브라 누 야데슈엄 마히나 제키트레 브라 윤자테 브라 유자스테 수버르크티 아타 야데슈엄 수디네 나 샤를비시바메리넘 부르셔야는따 세나흐 브로 아슈비나 바바세 그루노트밤 브라 부쇼넘 스바타바소 히 사는띠 아드베슈오 비슈눌바따 바푸쿠쇼 아츠청 수문나야 바브르띠야 대방하는 이암성 보 아스메 디티티리아 자트런 아비브라누이 자 사다니 자 푸야흐 니야 데베슈 야타테 바수율비디아메셴 부르자남 지라다누무 Namaste. Yeah, I'm being attacked. Loved of all men, may Sabitar, through praises offered as sacred food, come to our synod, that you too, through our hymn, ye ever youthful, may gladden at your visit all our people. To us may all the gods come troop together, Ariyaman, Mitra, Baruna, concordant, that all may be promoters of our welfare, and with great might preserve our strength from slackness. Agony I sing, the guest you love most dearly. The conqueror through our laws is friendly minded. That he may be our Varuna rich in glory, and send food like a prince praised by the godly. To you I seek with reverence, night and morning, like a cow good to milk, with hope to conquer. Preparing on a common day the praise song with milk of various hues within this order, may the great dragon of the deep rejoice us, as one who nourishes her young comes Sintu, with whom we will incite the child of waters, whom vigorous coursers swift as thought bring hither. Moreover, the Vashter also shall approach us one-minded with the princess at his visit. Hither shall come the Vrudra slayer Inandra, ruler of men, as strongest of the heroes. Him too our hymns delight, that yoke-swift horses, like mother cows who lick their tender youngling. To him our song shall yield themselves like spouses, to him the most delightful of the heroes. So may the Maruts, armed with mighty weapons, rest here on heaven and earth with hearts in concord. As gods whose cars have dappled the steeds like torrents, destroyers of the foe, allies of Mitra. They hasten on to happy termination their orders when they are made known by glory. As on a fair bright day the arrow flieth, over all the barren soil their missiles sparkle. Incline the Ashvins to show grace, and Pu-shan for power and might have they their own possession. Friendly are Vishnu Bhagata repercussion, so may I bring the gods to make us happy. This is my reverent thought of you, ye holy, may it inspire you, make you dwell among us. Without toiling for the gods and seeking treasure, may we find strengthening food in full abundance. Okay. I'm gonna take a little break. So next up is Yoga Sutras, I guess. Oh. I'll do a lot of the sutras because I got like an hour and 40 minutes. So, oh yeah, so maybe I'll take a break. Let me read you today's headlines on MSN. Top stories, top 9 stories. These are not all expanded, so I have to, well, maybe I could do this. Oh. Okay, US homelessness rose by record 18% in latest annual data. Azerbaijan Airlines says deadly crash caused by external interference. Some progress made in efforts to ID woman burned to death on subway. Well, I think I know what might be closer to the truth, but you're not supposed to say anything about it. that implies a lot of fear, folks. MAGA versus Musk. Immigration fight cracks populist tech bro alliance. Most Americans blame insurance profits and denials alongside the killer in UHC CEO death, Paul finds. No, that's not good. Anyway. NASA's Parker solar probe survives close encounter with sun. Maryland sues maker of Gore-Tex over pollution from toxic forever chemicals. Israel aids North Gaza hospital, ministry says step out of contact. A ninth telecoms firm has been hit by a massive Chinese espionage campaign, the White House says. Lottery jackpot climbs to over $1 billion. New 2025 laws hit hot topics from AI in movies to rapid-fire guns. Trump says Microsoft's Bill Gates has asked to visit him in Florida. South Korea's opposition controlled the National Assembly vote to impeach acting President Han. Tornadoes hit parts of Texas and more may be on the way. Fox News host Sean Kennedy, sorry, I'm just trying to speak Sanskrit. Sean Kennedy and Ainsley Earhart got engaged over Christmas holiday. Chinese men sentenced to death for killing 35 people after driving into a crowd. Women who accused Diddy and Jay-Z of rape can remain anonymous for now, judge rules. In states that ban abortion, social safety net programs often fail families. 2025 climate forecast warns of winter danger, but not the cold kind. Okay, I'm done. Okay, that was a long break. Almost felt like work. Okay, so today I'm starting from Sutra 5. Namaste. Natra vidya svaru pamutyate. Anitya shuchi dukkha natamasu. Nitya shuchi sukha tamakyatira vidya. Nitya shuchi sukha tamakyatira vidya. Anitya karye nitya khyatiha. Tadhyatha Turuvan Prativi Turuvan Sachanandra Tarakan Diauha Amuratan Divaukasan Iti Tatan Shuchang Paramabi Patuse Kanye. Number 1. Gante Shuchi Kyatihu Ukutam Chan. Yeah. Ukutam Chan. Sthana de bija dupash. Sthana de bija dupashitam pan nihasyanandan nitanadapi. Sthana de bija dupashitam pan nihasyanandan nitanadapi. Kayama teyashauchat va de pananduitan. Kayama teyashauchat va de pananduitan. Yashuchim biduha. Iti ashuchang shuchikya dildurushyate. Nabeba shachangan kalekan. Kamaniyayam kaniyar. Matva murata bayaba nilmitena. Deba. Matva murata bayaba nilmiteba. Janandram pitatuvar. Nihosuruteba jinyayate. Ni lote palapatra yatak. Ni lote palapatra yatak kushui. Ha bagai pa pyam. Lochana pyam. Jiva lokama shiva sanyananti bati. Jiva lokama shiva sanyanan. Jiva lokama shiva sayananti bati. Kasya Kena pisambanan tahu. Pavati Jaivama Shuchang Shuchi Vipariya Sapratya. Ya Shuchi Viparya Sapratya ya iti. I got attacked. Etena Punuya Pratya Yasata Taiva Nalte. Jalta pratyayo vyakhyatāh. Tatoy duhake sukhakyatim. Sukhakyaiti. Sukhakyaiti. I wonder what that fuzziness says. I'll just set like 3 different versions. I'll go to the original version. Sukhakyati pakushyati parino mata pasamskara duhokail guna buratati birotha chicha duhokameva saivam vivekinaha iti tatra sukhakyati rapidiyan Tatana temania temakia tilba hiopakaranueshu. One more. Tatana temania temakia tilbi. I hate human beings. I hate stupid, evil human beings. I hate stupid, evil human beings. I do. Tatana temania temakia tilbi. Tatana temania temakia. Tatana temania temak Tatana temania temakia tilba hiopakara noeshu Jatana jataneshu poga tishitone ba sharire purushopakara noe ba manasyana temania temakia manasyana temania temakia tiliti Tataita datrokatama Vyakatama vyakatam Van Satatavama Tamabena Pipurati Tia Tasya Sampadamanu Nanandatya Tama Sampadam Manamba Nasatasya Vyapadamanu Shochatya Tama Vyapadam Shochatyat ma vyapadam manambanah sa saivoprati buddhatah iti heshvo jatoshipadan pavatya vidyan mulamasya kesha samtanasya kaima shayasya cha savipa kasyati Tasya shija mitra goshepada badu vasutu satatavam. Alright, I'll get it in 3 tries. Tasya shija mitra goshepada badu vasutu satatavam. Alright, one more. Tasya shija mitra goshepada badu vasutu satatavam. Vijinyayama yatoy na mitro Pitra pavo na pitra matram kim tu tadabirutah sapatnah yatonga. Okay, number 1. Jango goshipadam va goshipadam na goshipada pava. Oh, sorry. Goshipada pavo na Goshipada matram kimtu desha eva ta pya manyad vasat vanantaram. Almost. Ta pya manyad vasatva ta pya manya vasat vanantaram. Ta pya manyad vasat vanantaram. Eva ma vidyan na Brahmanam na Brahmano Pavah Kimtu Vidya Viparitam Jnananantarama Vidyati. I got through. At this point, undifferentiated consciousness itself is described. The recognition of the permanent, of the pure, of pleasure, and of a self and what is impermanent, impure, pain, and not self is undifferentiated consciousness. It is the recognition of the permanent in an impermanent effect, for example, that the earth should be perpetual, that the sky with the moon and stars should be perpetual, that celestial beings are deathless. Likewise, in the impure and highly repulsive body, there has been the recognition of purity. And it has been said, because of its abode, because of its origin, because of its sustenance, because of its exudations, because of its disease, and because it needs cleaning, the learned recognize that the body is impure. Here the recognition of the pure in the impure is evident. If we say this girl, beautiful as the sickle of the new moon, her limbs formed of honey and nectar, her eyes large as the petals of the blue lotus, seeming to refresh the living world with her coquettish glances, so that we think that she has issued forth from the moon, then what could be the connection of this with that? Just so it is that there is a misconceived idea of the pure in the impure. In this way, the idea of merit where there is only demerit, and of the useful where there is only the useless. Similarly, he will describe the recognition of pleasure in pain in the words, by reason of the pains of mutations, and of anguish, and of subliminal impressions, and by reason of the opposition of fluctuations of the aspects. To the discriminating, all is nothing but pain. Undifferentiated consciousness is the recognition that there is pleasure in this. Likewise, the recognition of a self in the not-self, either in external aids, whether animate or inanimate, or in the body as the seat of outer experience, or in the central organ which aids the self. This is the recognition of a self in the not-self. In this sense, it has been said of this: he who counts any existing thing, whether phenomenalized or unphenomenalized, as himself, or who rejoices in the success of these, deeming it his own success, or who grieves at the ill success of these, deeming it his own ill success, these are all unenlightened. It is this fourfold undifferentiated consciousness which becomes the root of that unbroken series of hindrances and of latent impressions of karma, together with its fruition. And this undifferentiated consciousness, precisely as in the case of a foal or of a trackless forest, is to be conceived as a really existing object. Just as a foe is not a negative friend, not something amounting to a friend, but the opposite of this, a rival, so too a trackless forest is not visited by cows, nor again is it merely a land which has a cow's foot as its measure, but on the contrary, it is nothing less than a definite place, a definite thing, different thing, other than these two. Precisely so, undifferentiated consciousness is not a source of valid ideas, not the negation of a source of valid ideas, but another kind of thinking, the reverse of knowledge. I'm getting through even with all the attacks. Yeah. If you go to my YouTube page, it says I'm trying to heal from a fatal injury. I should have been dead in 2019. And you guys are watching my healing. Even with all the demons trying to stop me. Demons don't want me to heal. Trust me, demons don't want me to heal. They don't want me to heal. Because, they are demons. They belong in the other kingdom. I belong in God's kingdom. They belong in, the demonic kingdom. So they don't want me to heal. Demons don't want me to heal, period. Purusho Turuku Shakati Buddha Tildaishana Shakati Ritiata Yoreka Sebaru Ba Patatiriba Smitan. Almost. Turuku Shakati Buddha Tildaishana Shakati Turuku Shakati Buddha Tildaishana Shakati Ritiata Yoreka Sebaru Ba Patatiriba Smitan. Almost. Turuku Shakatil Buddha Tildaishana Shakatiri Tiata Yoreka Sebaru Ba Patatiriba. It's really hard for me to say this with my injury. Turuku Shakatil Buddha Tildaishana Shakatiri Tiata Yoreka Sebaru Ba Patatiriba Smitan. Purusho Turuku Shakatil Buddha Tildaishana Shakatiri Tiata Yoreka Sebaru Ba Patatiriba Smitan. D is very hard for me to say D because of my injury. Turuku Shakatil Buddha Tildaishana Shakatiri Tiata Yoreka Sebaru Ba Patatiriba Smitan. Kaleshan Uchiate. Pokatura Pogia Shakatio Ratiananta. 포크들을 포기야 샤크티오 라티아는다 비파크다 요라티아는다 삼키 너 요라 비파가 브라 브다 비바 almost. 포크뜨르 포기야 샤크띠오라띠아는 따비 파크따 요라띠안. 포크뜨르 포기야 샤크띠오라는 띠야. 포크뜨르 포기야 샤크띠오라띠아는 따비 파크따 요라띠아는 따 삼키 너 요라비파가 브라브따 비바 사띠안 포가흐 까르빠떼 스바루바 프라tillam은 페두 따요흐 가이발리아메바 파바티 꾸또 포강 이띠 디어텍스 다통아 쪼끄따마 부드티타흐 바람 부르셔마가라시라 비디아 딜피비 파크따마 바시아는 꾸리아 뜨따뜨라 뜨무마누마 부드팀 부르셔마가라시라 비디아 딜피비 파크따 보르셔마가라시라 비디아 딜비비 파크따 마파시아는 꾸리아 뜨따뜨라 뜨마부드팀 모헤나 이띠 부드티타흐 바람 보르셔마가라시라 비디아 딜비비 파크띠 보르셔마가라시라 비디아 딜비비 파크따 마파시아는 꾸리아 뜨따뜨라 뜨마부드팀 모헤나 이띠 보르셔마가라시라 비디아 딜피비 파크따 마파시아는 꾸리아 뜨따뜨라 뜨마부드팀 모헤나 이띠. Okay. Did I miss anything? I feel like I missed something. I don't know what. Missed a number. No, I think I'm fine. This is what happens when I get interrupted or being attacked. I do something to distract myself from getting angry. I don't want to get angry. That's what demons want. Demons want me to be angry. So I use the energy to my advantage. Okay, so I'm gonna read the translation. When the power of seeing and the power by which one sees have the appearance of being a single self, the feeling of personality. The self is the power of seeing. The thinking substance is the power by which one sees. The hindrance called the feeling of personality is a change by which these two appear to become a single essence. When there is any kind of failure to distinguish him who has the power of the enjoyer from that which has the power of being enjoyed, which are as distinct as possible and as unconfused as possible, enjoyment is ready at hand. But when each has recovered its own essence, there is isolation. How is it that could be called enjoyment? In this sense, it has been said, he who should fail to see that the self is other than the thinking substance, distinct in nature and in character and in consciousness and in other respects, will make the mistake of putting his own thinking substance in the place of that. Sukhanushai ragaha Sukha pijinyasya Sukhanusumurati pulvaha Sukhe tatasatane va yo kaltasaturashana lopaha sa raga iti. Passion is that which dwells upon pleasure. That greed, thirst, desire on the part of one acquainted with pleasure and swaying upon a recollection of pleasure for either the pleasure or for the means of attaining it is passion. Duhaka nushayi diveshaha Duhaka pijinyasya Duhaka nusumurati pulvo Duhake tatasatane ba yaha Pratiko Manyuljikam sa Grotaha sa diveshaha. Aversion is that which dwells upon pain. That repulsion, wrath, anger, on the part of one acquainted with pain and swaying upon a recollection of pain for either the pain or for the means of attaining it, is aversion. 스바라사바히 비두쇼피 따통아 루토피니베샤흐 살바시아 브라누이나 야마트마실 니아타 니티아 야마트마실 니티아 야마트마실 니티아 파바티 마나 부밤 부야사미티 나 짜나누 부타마라노 탈마카시아이슈 파바티아 드마시흐 에따양 짜 볼바자는마누 파바흐 바티야테 사 짜야마피네 짜야마피니베샤흐 클레샤흐 스바라사바히 그르메라피 짜타마트라시아 프라티아쿠셔누마나가마이라 삼파벳비토 프라티쿠셔누마나가마이라 삼파비토 마라너트라사 우츠체다드르셔두여드마카흐 우츠체다드르셔두여드마카흐 볼바자는마누 부담 마라너두허카마누 마남 마파야티 마라너두허카마누 마파야티 야통알 자야마티아는 따무 두에슈 두루시아테 클레샤스타통알 비두쇼피 비지냐 따불바 보라는 따시아 루터흐 가스마트 사마나에 히타요흐 구샬라 요마라노 두허카노 파바디암 구샬라 요바 구샬라 요마라노 두허카노 파바디암 바사네티 Oof. This is a really good sutra for me. The will to live, sweeping on its own nature, exists in this form, even in the wise. In all living beings, this craving for oneself ceaselessly rises. May I not cease to live, may I live. This craving for oneself does not arise except in one in whom the experience of death resides. And from it of this, the experience of other births is made clear. And this is that well-known hindrance, the will to live. This, inconceivable, as a result of either perception or inference or verbal communication, sweeping on its own nature as a vision of extermination, forces the inference that the pangs of death have already been experienced in previous births. And just as it is evident that this fear is to be found in the unspeakably stupid, so also even in the wise who have some understanding of the prior limit and of their final limit. Why is this? Because this subconscious impression, the result of the fear of death, is alike in both fortunate and unfortunate. Alright, conquering death. Te pratiprasabaheyaha sukashimaha te pancha klesha tagatabi jakaripa yoginashi charita thikare jatasi praline saha tenaivasatam kachachananti praline saha tenaivasatam kachachananti. Okay. These, subtle, are to be escaped by the inverse propagation. These 5 hindrances, when they have become like burnt seeds, after the mind which has predominated over the deeds of the yogin is resolved, come with it to rest. Satitanam tu bija pavo pagatanam Dhyana heya siddhada buddhatayaha Kleshanam ya buddhatayaha sutula siddhaha Kriya yogena tanukrataha satyaha parasamkhyanena. Number 1. Ha ba ba ha ha Dhyanena hatabyan ya batu sukashimi kuratan ya badu dagata bijakaripan ya badu dagata bijakaripan iti yatan pasutranam sutulo malaha pulbam iltuyate pashichatu sukashimo yatunenopayana. Number 2. Vapaniyate Japaniyate Tatoy Sivaralpa Pratipakushoha Sutulan Purutatayaha Kleshanam Sukushima Sutu Mahapratipakusho iti. Yeah, they're attacking me. But a permanent hindrance is consigned to the condition of seeds. The fluctuations of these should be escaped by means of contemplation. Those fluctuations of the hindrances, which are coarse after having been attenuated by the yoga of action, should be escaped by the elevated contemplation until subtle eyes made like burnt seeds. And just as a spot of coarse matter upon pieces of cloth is first shaken off, and afterwards the spot of fine matter is removed with an effort and by some means, so coarse fluctuations are those whose opposition to hindrances is very slight, but the subtle fluctuations are those whose opposition is very great. Kulashamulaha kalmashayo durashata jadama bedaniyaha tatra punuya kalmashayaha kamalopamoha kurotaprabhavaha sa durashata janama bedani yashichan tatra divara sambegena manantara tapaha samadhi pilnilbaltita manantara tapaha samadhi pilnilbaltita Ishvara Devata Mahashwi Mahamunupabana Maratana Duvan. Wow, that's a hard word. Ishvara Devata Mahashwi Mahanupabana Maratana Duvan. Yah Parinishpananaha Sadhyah Paripatyate Punuya Kalmashaya iti. The time Divra Kleshana Pita bien Tita Kurpanueshu Pita bien Tita Kurpanueshu Vishavan Sopakateshu Ban Mahanupaveshu Ban Tapasabishu Kurataha Punarapakaraha Sa Jampi Papakaimashayah Sadhya Eva Paripatyate Yatam Nanandi Shivaraha Kumaro Manushoya Maparinam Hitvan Devatavana Parinotaha Tatam Nahushopi Devana Minandraha Sivakam Parinamam Hitvan Viriakatuvana Parinotan iti Tatra Narakanam Nasati Durashata Janama Bedaniyaha Kalmashayaha Kushwina Kleshanamapi Nasitya Durashata Janama Bedaniyaha Kalmashaya iti. The latent deposit of karma has its root in the hindrances and may be felt in a birth seen or in a birth unseen. In this case, we have a latent deposit of the karma of merit and of demerit propagated from lust, from greed, from infatuation, from anger. And this may be felt either in a birth seen or may be felt in a birth not seen. Of these, that which, insofar as there is keen intensity, proceeds from sacrificial formulae, from self-castigation, from concentration, and which is perfected by worship of the Ishvara, of a deity, of a sage, or magnanimous beings, has instantly its fruition as a latent deposit of meritorious karma. Thus when, insofar as the hindrance is keen, contempt is shown again and again to those who have sought protection in terror, and in sickness, and in wretchedness, or again to those magnanimous beings who castigate themselves, this also has fruition as a latent impression of evil karma. Just as the youth Nandi Shivana passed out of the human form and was transformed into a divinity, so also Nahusha, prince of the gods, passed out from his proper mutation and was transformed into the condition of a brute. Among these there is, in the case of those who dwell in the underworlds, no latent deposit of karma which might be felt in a birth scene. And in the case of those hindrances which have dwindled, there is no latent deposit of karma which might be felt in a birth unseen. Sati mule tadvipako jia tia yulpoga Satusu klesheshu karma shayo vipaka ramampi pavati. Nochichina klesha. Nochichina klesha mulaha. Yatoa dusha banadat ta shali tanun vola. Adagatabi japava praroha samaltan pavananti na pani tatusho dagatabi japava ba tatan klesha banadataha kalma shayo vipaka prarohi pavati na pani taklesho na parasamkhyana dagataklesha bijapavo pati. Jan vipakasatri bito jatira yulpoga iti. Prasamkhyana dagataklesha bijapavo pati. Jan vipakasatri bito jatira yulpoga iti. Sorry, I said it twice. Tatredam vicharyate kimekam kalmaikasya janamanaha karanamataikam kalmanekam janama kushvipatiti divitiyan vicharano kimanekam kalmanekam janama nilvaitayati athanekam kalmaikam janama nilvaitayati na tabadekam kalmaikasya janamanaha karanama kasmat anadikala prachitasya samkheyasya vashi kasmat anadikala prachitasya samkheyasya vashishitasya kalmanoha sampratikasya jan palakrama niyamadana shivaso lokasya prasakataha sa janishita iti na jaikam. I should say this again because I'll stumble. Palakrama niyamadana shivaso lokasya prasakataha sa janishita iti na jaikam kalmanekasya janamanaha karanama kasmat anekeshu kalmasu ekaikameva kalmanekasya janamanaha 가라너미띠아바 시실떠시야 가라너미띠아바 시실떠시야 비빠까까라파 비빠까까라파바흐 브라사크타흐 사자비안디실떠 이띠 나 자네감 갈마네카시야 자는마나흐 가라너무 가스마트 다다네감 자는마 유가빠는나 삼파바티티 그라메노이바 Number 1 그라메노바 그라메노 바치암 Doesn't make sense. 그라메노 다통할 자 불바도셔 누셔는가흐 다스마지 자는마 브라야노는 따레 그렇다흐 부누여 깔마샤야 브라짜요 베치트라흐 브라타노빠 살자나 파베나 바스티타흐 브라타노빠 살자나 파베나 바스티타흐 브라야너 비비아크타 에카프라 카르 떡게나 에카프라 카르 떡게나 Number 2 밀리트바임 마라남 브라사티아 산물 치타 에카메바 자는마 까로띠 따츠짱 자는마 테나이바 깔마노 나부타 유시감 파바띠 다스미는나 유슈이 테나이바 깔마노 포가흐 삼파디아타 이띠 하사오 깔마샤요 자는마 율포가 햇뚜뜨바 그들이 빅바 고 피티야타 우프 자는마 율포가 햇뚜뜨바 그들이 자는마 율포가 햇뚜뜨바 그들이 빅바 고 피티야테 That's really aggravating. I messed up one syllable. 하사오 깔마샤요 자는마 율포가 햇뚜뜨바 그들이 No, I'm being harassed by demons. 자는마 율포가 햇뚜뜨바 그들이 비바까 자는마 율포가 햇뚜뜨바 그들이 자는마 율포가 햇뚜뜨바 그들이 비바고 비티야따 이띠 아따 에까 파비까흐 깔마샤야 우크따 이띠 그르십도 자는마 베다니 야스드베까 비바까 라문피 포가 햇뚜뜨바 드비 비바까 라문피 포가 햇뚜뜨바 드비바까 포가 햇뚜뜨바 드비바까 라문피 Almost I'm being attacked. 포가 햇뚜뜨바 드비바까 라문피 바율 포가 햇뚜뜨바는 나는디 바율 포가 햇뚜뜨바는 나는디 시바라 나는 바율 포가 햇뚜뜨바는 나는디 시바라바는 나후셔드바드베띠 Notes. Okay, this might be my last sutra. I think I'm sutra'd out. I've been doing this for 40 minutes now. This is really hard. This is really hard. 바율 포가 햇뚜뜨바는 나는디 시바라바는 나후셔바드베띠 Okay. 바율 포가 햇뚜뜨바는 나는디 시바라바는 바율 포가 햇뚜뜨바는 나는디 시바라바는 나후셔바드베띠 Okay, I'll take it. Maybe one more. I'll do one more. 바율 포가 햇뚜뜨바는 나는디 시바라바는 나후셔바드베띠 바율 포가 햇뚜뜨바는 나는디 시바라바는 나후셔바드베띠 Okay. And the asterisk says, this is another nightmare. Oof. So stop there. 바율포가 햇뚜뜨 바율보가 바율포가 햇뚜뜨 바끄뜨 비바가 라문포 바 or is it 라문파? I'm gonna say both of them. 바율포가 햇뚜뜨 바끄뜨 바율포가 햇뚜뜨 바 바율포가 햇뚜뜨 바끄뜨 비바가 라문피 바 자는마 포가율 햇뚜뜨 바는 나 자는마 포가율 햇뚜뜨 바는 나 후슈에띠 Oh, that's one word. 자는마 포가율 햇뚜뜨 바는 나 후슈에띠 브라마디카흐 바트흐 Okay, I got through. I mean, I kind of want to say this again, but nah, I'm good. 그래샤 깔마비방아가 노파바 닐비따 닐발티따 그래샤 깔마비방아가 노파바 닐발티따 비스투 바사나 피라나 디까라 삼몰치따 미담 바사나 피라나 디까라 삼몰치따 미담 찌뜨담 Number 1 G 찌뜨리 끄르따미바 비찌뜨리 끄르따미바 살바또 마트시아자람 그라는 티피리바 따따미띠에따 그라는 티피리바 따따미띠에따 아네까 파바뿔비까 바사나흐 야스트바얌 깔마샤야 에슈 에바이까 파비까 우크타 이띠 예 삼스카라흐 스무르띠 헤타바스타 바사나스타 시자나 디칼리나 이띠 야스트바 사베까 파비까흐 깔마샤야흐 사 니아타비파 까시자 니아타비파 까시자 따뜨라 들으셨더 자는마 베다 니야시야 니아타비파 까시야이바얌 니아모 나 뜨바 들으셨더 자는마 베다 니야시야 니아타비파 까시야 까스마트 요 히야 들으셨더 자는마 베다 니 요니야타 비파 까스타시야 히야 들으셨더 자는마 베다 니 요니타스 요니야타 히야 들으셨더 자는마 베다 니 요니야타 비쇼 비파까 Getting a little time. Maybe I should take a break after the sutra on the comment. 요 히야 들으셨더 자는마 베다 니 요니야타 히야 들으셨더 자는마 베다 니 요니야타 비파 까스타시야 드라이 카티흐 그르타시아 비파크바시아 Number 2 비파카시아 So it doesn't change it 그르타시아 비파카시아 Right? Yeah. Okay. 나샤흐 Number 3 비나샤흐 Pratana kalmanuya ba bagamanam ba yata bipaka pratana kalmano pipu tasya ba jiramabasita namiti tatra kurutasya bipakvasya kurutasya bipakvasya nasho yatonga shukla kalmodaya dihaiba 나샤흐 꾸르슈노시암 야뜨르다 무쿠타무 드베 하 바이 깔마누이 베디타비에 바바카시아이코 라시흐 부누여 꾸르토 바하는티 다디츠 차스바 kaima nui sukurotani kaitumi haiba te kaima kabayo Vedayanan te Pratana kaima nuya ba bagamanam Yaturada mukutam Siat sebalaipahe samkarahe sapariharahe sapratyabamaishohe kushalasya na pakashoya lama. It's really long. I think it's one of the longest, maybe the top 3 longest in this book too. Kasamatu kushalam hi me pahabaniya dasati patrayama bapam katahu sebagai pakai shomaripam karishyoti iti Yata pipa kapratana kaimano pipu tasya pa jirama basathanam katamiti adurashata janama bedani yasyaivam Nyata pipa kasya kaimanohu samanam maranama pivyakati karana mukutama maranama pivyakati karana mukutama na Tubadurashata janama bedani yasyan yatavit Taduru Tubadurashata janama bedani yasyan yatavipa kasyan. Number 1. Ba Yatatubadurashata janama bedani yam Kaima yatavipa kam Tananashyeda ba pam ba Gachacheda pipu tam ba Jirama piupa si tam Yabat samanam Kaima pivyanjakam Nimitamasyam Na pipaka pimukam Karoti ti Tata pipaka syaiba Teshakala nimitata nabatara no dinam Teshakala nimitata nabatara no diyam Kaima gatisha chitran Turbijnana jati Na Chotu saigasya pavadana niburoto tirityaka bhavikahu. Almost. Na Chotu saigasya pavadana Chotu saigasya pavadana niburoto tirityaka bhavikahu. Kaima shayonu jinyayata iti. So long as the word exists, there will be fruition from it, birth, length of life, kind of experience. While the hindrances exist, the latent deposit of kaima starts the fruition, but not so the cut root of the hindrances. Just as the grains of rice, when encased within the chaff, as seeds in an unburned condition, are fit for propagation, but neither do we know the seed. We know the chaff, nor seed in the burnt condition is so. Similarly, the latent deposits of kaima, when encased within hindrances, are propagative of fruition, but neither do we know the hindrances, nor seed in the condition of having been burnt by the elevation. And this fruition is of 3 kinds, birth and length of life and kind of experience. In regard to these, this is under discussion whether one kaima is the cause of one birth, or whether one kaima gives the impulse to more than one birth. There is a second discussion as to whether more than one kaima projects more than one birth, or whether more than one kaima projects one birth. Now, it is not true that one kaima is the cause of one birth. Why so? Because if the kaima remaining over, accumulated from time without beginning, and innumerable, and it of the present should not have in their results an order limited, discouragement will be inflicted upon everybody, and this is prohibited. Neither is one kaima the cause of more than one birth. Why is this? Because if, while there were more than one kaima, only one kaima at a time were to be the cause of more than one birth, a lack of time for fruition will be inflicted upon the remaining kaimas, and that too will be prohibited. Neither is more than one kaima the cause of more than one birth. Why is this? Since it is impossible that more than this one birth should occur simultaneously, it must be supposed that they occur successively. This likewise would involve the same difficulty as in the last. The result is then the diverse accumulation of latent deposits of karma, whether of merit or of demerit, made between birth and the end of life, remains in a relation of subordinate and of dominant. This is made manifest at the ending of life after growing compact by one single impulse. After accomplishing death, it assumes a rigid form and causes a single birth only, and this birth receives its length from that same karma. And again, in that same length of life from that same karma, it attains to its kind of experience. This latent deposit of karma, since it is the source of the birth and the length of life and the kind of experience, is said to have a threefold fruition. Consequently, latent deposits of karma is said to have one existence. On the other hand, which is to be felt in a sin birth is said, since it is the cause of the kind of enjoyment only, to originate a single fruition. Or, when it is the source of the length of the life and the kind of enjoyment, it is said to originate two fruitions, as for instance, in the case of Nandi Shivara or of Nahushu. But this mind stuff like a fish nut is made in different shapes on all sides and having from time without beginning a form fixed by subconscious impressions, which are like nuts caused by the experience of the fruition of the karma from the hindrances, is spread abroad. Therefore, these subconscious impressions are said to be preceded by more than one existence. It is this particular latent deposit of karma, however, which is said to have in one existence. Those subliminal impressions which produce memory are said to be subconscious impressions, and these are said to subsist from time without beginning. But that latent deposit of karma, which has it in a single existence, has both a fruition limited and a fruition which is without limit. Of these two, the limitation belongs only to the fruition which is to be felt in a birth of seen and which is limited, whereas the fruition which is not to be felt in seen and which is without limit does not. Why so? Because that fruition which is not to be felt in seen and which is without limit has three kinds of outcome. Either it is annihilated when this fruition is finished and become unfruitful, or it is cast away into the dominant karma, or it may continue for a long time subjected to the dominant karma, which has a fruition limited. Of these, the annihilation of it, which is finished and become unfruitful, is like the annihilation in this present world of the dark karma, when once the bright karma has dawned. With regard to which this has been said, verily indeed karma should be known to be by twos and twos. A single mass made of merit destroys evil. Wish thou then to do well done deeds. Right here to thee the wise make karma known, casting away into the dominant karma, with reference to which it has been said, should there be a very slight admixture of guilt in the sacrifice, it is either to be removed or to be overlooked. It's not enough to remove the good fortune. Why? Because in my case there is much other good fortune. Where then this is cast away, even in heaven it will make only a slight reduction. When he said it may continue for a long time, subjected to the dominant karma, which has a fruition limited, how was this? Because in the case of the karma, the fruition of which is not to be felt in seen and which is limited, death is said to be the appropriate cause of the manifestation. Not so, however, in the case the fruition of which is not to be felt in seen and which is without limit. On the contrary, karma, the fruition of which is not to be felt in seen and which is not limited, either is annihilated or is cast away or is quiescent in subjection for a long time until the appropriate manifesting conditions of the cause of the karma bring it close to its fruition. But since of this very fruition, the place or the time or the cause is none of them determinable, therefore it is that the ways of karma are mysterious and not easily discernible. Moreover, since the general rule is not broken down, even if there be exceptions, therefore the latent deposit of karma having a single existence be acknowledged. Okay, I'm gonna take a short break because my brain hurts. My brain hurts. Oof, 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 oof. something nice supposed to happen on New Year's? I hope so. I'm always hoping for good things. Did you know that 10 to 20% of New York City people might be like serious criminals? That's like, we're talking about like 2-3 millions of people. We're not talking about 1,000 people. We're not talking about like 10,000, 100,000. We're talking about like 3 million bad people in New York. Let's say 2 million, because it's either 8 million. The population of New York City right now is like 8 million to 12 million. I don't think they could get the right number because everybody, gets here and leaves right away, all that stuff. But yeah. 남았을 때 흘라다 빠리다 빠팔라흐 흘라다 빠리다 빠팔라흐 부누여 해뚜뚜방아뜨 때 자는마 율포가흐 부누여 해뚜가흐 수카팔라 부누여 해뚜가 두허카팔라 이띠 Yaton, Jedam, Duhokam, Pratikula, Makamebam, Bishayasukaka, Lepi, Bishayasukaka, Lepi, Duhakamasutieba, Pratikula, Makam, Yoginahu. These have joy or extreme anguish as results in accordance with the quality of their causes, whether merit or demerit. These, birth and length of life and kind of experience. Those with merit as cause have pleasure as result. Those with demerit as cause have pain as result. And just as the nature of this pain is counteractive, so for the yogin, even at the moment of pleasure in an object, there is nothing but counteractive pain. Wait. I didn't go back. Okay, so I made a mistake. Sorry about that. So let me quickly, it's not a very long sutra. I'll just pause it, print screen it, and then if you want to follow along with my Sanskrit, go back to, a couple of minutes ago. It's not that long. And I'm gonna go to the next page. Ready or not? Okay, right there. That's this, I'm trying to point with my finger. This means 1, 4, 14. And now that's what I just read. You could pause it and read it. You don't probably need to listen to my English at all. Not at all. Katam Dadu Bapa Diate Dadu Bapa Diate. I think I remember this, but I'll check one for the last time. I'll check it. Okay. So I'm checking for this. Dadu Papa Diate. Dadu Papa Diate. Yep, I got it. Parina Mata Pasamsikara to Kailguna Burati Birota Chichan. Parana Mata Pasamsikara to Kailguna Burati Birota Chichan. To Kameba Saibam Vivekinahu. Saibasiyam Raga Nubid Tashiret Raga Nubid Tashijata Raga Nubid Tashijatana Jatana Satana Tinahu Sukhanu Pava Iti Tatrasati Ragajahu Kalmashayahu Tatoan Ja Tubashatui Tuhaka Satanani Muhiati Jati Tuvesho Mohakurato Piasati Kalmashayahu. Tatonga, Chokutama. Nanupahatya Bhutani Upapogaha Sampavati iti Himsakuratopiasati Shariraha Kalmashayaha iti Vishaya Sukham Javidyatuyukatama Javidyatuyukatama Yan Pogeshivinandriyanam Terapatero Pashananti Stat Sukhama Terapatero Pashananti Stat Terapatero Pashananti Prap Terapatero Pashananti Stat Sukhama Yan Laulia Danupashananti Stat Duhakama Laulia Danupashananti Das Di Stat Duhakama Laulia Danupashananti Stat Duhakadama Laulia Danupashananti Stat Duhakama Na Janandriyanam Poga Pyasena Paitoro Shunoyam Kaitum Shakyama Kasmat Yato Poga Pyasamanu Vivaltanante Ragaha Kaishalani Janandriyanamiti Tasmadanupayaha Sukhasya Poga Pyasa iti Sa Karvayam Purushatika Vishoyo Purushatika Vishapita Ivashi Vishweno Ivashi Vishweno Dashito Yaha Sukhalti Vishayanuvasino Mahati Duhakapanganke Nimagana Number 1 Nimagana Magna. Oh, I see what. Okay, I got it. Iti Eshwa Parinama Duhakatanga Nama Pratikula Sukhabasatayamapi Yoginameba Glishanati. So from reading this, I'm sensing another evil presence. It's a new person who just moved in here. Not a good person. I have to take that into account. Otherwise, I'm not gonna survive. As crazy as it might sound, I have to take that into account that there might be a new person who's really, really evil. And these are all Koreans, except one person, Chinese person lives here, and he's a really, really good person. He's probably the best person in this building. The rest of them are all Koreans. I'm also Korean. And besides myself, he's another good person in this building. Atakar Tapatuha Katanga Salvasia Divesho Nubita Tashi Jatana Satana Ti Nasata Panu Pava Divesho Nubita Tashi Divesho Nubita Tashi Jatana Satana Ti Nasata Panu Pava Iti Tatana Sati Divesho Jaha Kaima Shayaha Sukhasatanani cha pratayamanaha kayana vacha manasa cha parispanandate tattaha paramanuguruhu no tiupahananti jati paranuguraha pi dvapyam talma vupa jinoti Talma Bupachinoti Sa Kaima Shayo Lopana Moha Chicha Pavati Tieshu Ta Patuha Tochiate Ta Patuha Katon Ta Patuha Kat ta pa tu hoka tochiate ta pa tu hoka tochiate kan punah samskara tu hokata Sukhanu papatu sukha samskara shayo samskara tu hokat samskara tu hokat tu ho samskara tu hok tu ho samskara tu hokata Sukhanu papatu sukha samskara shayo. Number 1. Dishan, ra dishan. Sukhanu papatu sukha samskara sha. Dishan, ra dishan. Ra dishan. Ra dishayo. Sukhanu papatu sukha. Sukhanu papatu sukha samskara sha. I keep getting interrupted, so it's very hard for me to do this with, demons around me. Ra tishayo. Sukhanu papatu sukha samskara tishayo. Yep, got it. Number 1. Tuhakanu pavadapi. Tuhaka samskara shaya. Number 2. Ratishan. Tuhaka samskara tishaya iti. Evam kaimapyo vipakenu puyama. Vipakenu puyamane sukhe tuhake va punah. Kalma shaya pravacha. Kalma shaya prachaya iti. Eva midamanadi tuhakasroto viprasratam yoginameva pratikulat makatva dudube jayati pratikulat makatva dudube jayati pratikulat makatva dudube jayati kasmat Aku shuipa terakarepo hi vidbaniti Yatolno ta는 turatku shuipa tere Yatolno ta는 turatku shuipa tere Nyasutah sepaishana duhakayati. Number 3. Nanyeshu. Wait, really? Huh. And there's non-issue. Non-issue. Na Janyeshu Katra Bayapeshu Evametani Duakan Yakushuipa Tarakaripam Yoginameva Glishinananti Nataram Pratipatataram Itaram tu Sivakaimupahuratam Tuakamupatatamupatatam Tuakamupatatamupatatam Diajanantam Dyakatamupadadana dibasana pichitri Dyakatamupadadana dibasana pichitraya sorry Dyakatamupadadana dibasana pichitraya Chittatapuratya Samanantato nubidata miba vidyayan Samanan tato nubidata miba vidyayan Hatabya eva hamkara mamakara nupatinam Jatam Pahya Thyatmiko Paya Nimitata Sutri Paiva no Sutapa Pahya Thyatmiko Paya Nimitata Sutri Paiva no Sutapa Anupalapanante Tadeva Manadina Number 4. 디두허 디두허 따데바마나 디두허 카스로따선 두허 카스로따선 비우히야마나마드마남 부다그라맘짜 드르셔트반 요기 살바두허 카쿠쇼야카라남 사미야그달샤남 샤라남 브라파디아타 이티. This is also another long one. 구너브르드 디비로 타즈짱 두허카메바 살밤 비베키나흐 브라키아 브라브르드 디스티티루방 브라키아 브라브르드 디스티티루방 부드티 구너흐 브라키아 브라브르드 디스티티 브라키아 브라브르드 디스티티루방 부드티 구너흐 파라스파라 누그라 핫다는 뜨리 부드발 샤는 땀 고람 무덤 발 브라티아얌 드리구너메바람은 라파는 때 드리구너메바라파는 때 짤람짱 구너브르뜨따미띠 구슈이프라파리노미 제트따무크따무. Oof, that was rough. 루파티샤야 버르트티아티샤야 시짜 파라스파레노 비루티아는 때 사마니아니 드바니샤야이흐 드바티샤야이흐 sorry 우프 사하 브라발타는 때 에바메 때 구노 이타레타라 시라예노파 지타 수카두허카 모하프라티아야흐 이타레타라 시라예노파 지타 수카두허카 모하프라티아야흐 이타레타라 시라예노파 지타 수카두허카 모하프라티아야흐. Okay. Number 1. 프라티아야 이티 소노 이타레타라 시라예노파 지타 수카두허카 모하프라티아야 이티. Right. Yeah. 살바루바 파바는 띠. Number 2. 파바는 띠. 살밤 구너프라타나 파바크르타스트베숑 구너프라타나 파바크르타스트베숑 비셰슈 이띠. 타스마드 두허카메바 살밤 비베키나 이띠. 다다시야 마하토 두허카 사무다야시야 브라파바비자마 비디야 다시야 시짱. 사미야그 달샤나마 파바헤투흐 사미야그 달샤나마 파바헤투흐 여통을 제키트 사샤스트람 짜툴비우하므 로가헤투라 고비암 로가헤투라 로기암 파이쇼지아미티 에바미다마피 샤스트람 짜툴비우하메바 다디아통을 삼사라헤툴 모쿠쇼파야 이티. Number 1. 에베티 따트라 두허카 바울라흐 삼사로 헤야흐 브라타나 부르쇼요흐 사미오고 헤야헤투흐 사미오가시아 스티아는 띠기 사미오가시아 띠아는 띠기 니브르트딜하나무 하노바야흐 사미야그 달샤나무 따트라 하투흐. Number 2. Hetuhu Sivaru Pamupadeyam. Number 3. He Va Heyam Va Na Pavitu Marhati Di Hane Dasyochu Chedaba Dapra Sanganga Upadane Ja Hetuvadahu. I feel like I skipped 3. Did I skip 3? No, I didn't skip it. Upaya Pratya Khyane Shashivatabada Ityatat Samyaga Darshanam. Upaya Pratya Khyane Shashivatabada Ityatat Samyaga Darshanam. Yay, I got through. These have joy or extreme anguish as results in accordance with the quality of their causes, whether merit or demerit. These, birth and length of life and kind of experience. Those with merit as cause have pleasure as result. Those with demerit as cause have pain as result. And just as the nature of this pain is counteractive, so for the yogin, even at the moment of pleasure in an object, there is nothing but counteractive pain. Okay. Another long one. I should take a little break. Whoa, this is really long. Wow. So 13, 14, 15, sutras number 13, 14, 15 in book 2. They're really, really long. They're like one of the longest sutras, and well, with the comments. Without the comment, I'm not sure. Without the comments, I'm not really sure how long they are. But with the comments, they're so long. Okay, so I got half an hour left. Wow. Taking a little break here. Alright, so I'll take a real break. Need to let that settle in. It's 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, here we go. So I just did 15, now 16. Did I skip a reading? It looks like I skipped a reading. So I'm gonna read the English translation for 15. So I didn't read it. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that. So I don't know when I messed up, but you could probably follow along. How can this be accounted for? As being the pains which are mutations and anxieties and subliminal impressions, and by reason of the opposition of the fluctuations of the aspects, to the discriminating all is nothing but pain. For everyone, this experience of pleasure is permeated with passion, and is dependent upon animate and inanimate instruments. In this case, we have a latent deposit of karma arising from passion. Likewise, also he hates the instruments of pain and becomes infatuated. Thus, there is also a latent deposit made by aversion and by infatuation. And in this sense, it has been said, enjoyment is impossible unless one has killed some living creature. Therefore, there is also the latent deposit of karma affected by killing belonging to the body. Thus, it has been said, undifferentiated consciousness. Redoing that. So just pause it there. I just read it. Is pleasure in an objective sense. That which is the subsistence of the organs because of their association with enjoyments is pleasure. After there has been a craving, the failure to subside is pain. And by the application of the organs to enjoyments, one cannot make oneself free from thirst. Why is this? Since passions increase because of application to enjoyments, and the skill of the organs also increases. Therefore, application to the enjoyment of pleasure is not a way of approach. Surely one aiming at pleasure and permeated by objects is sunk. Surely one aiming at pleasure and permeated by objects is sunk in the deep bog of pain. Like the man who, while in fear of the scorpion's poison, is bitten by the poisonous snake. This is the so-called painfulness of mutation. It is counteractive. Even in a condition of pleasure, it hinders the yogin himself. Now, what is the painfulness of anxiousness? Everyone has the experience of anxiousness. It is permeated by aversion and is dependent upon animate and inanimate instruments. Here we have a latent deposit of karma arising from aversion. And he, yearning for the instruments of pleasure, throbs in the body, and in the speech, and in the central organ. Since it then aids or thwarts others by aiding them or by injuring them, it amasses right actions and wrong actions. This latent deposit of karma is a result of greed and of infatuation. For this reason, it is called the painfulness of anxiousness. But what is the painfulness of subliminal impressions? There is a latent deposit of subliminal impressions of pleasure arising from the experience of pleasure, and there is a latent deposit of subliminal impressions of pain arising from the experience of pain. Thus, analogously, while the fruition from the karmas is under experience, there is, on the other hand, an accumulation of a latent deposit of karma. Thus, this stream of pain from time without beginning, spreading wider and wider, agitates even the yogin because its essence is counteractive. Why is this? It is because a wise man is like an eyeball. Just as a fine thread of wool fallen upon the eyeball by its touch gives pain, but not so when it falls upon other parts of the body, so these pains hinder the yogin only who is like an eyeball, but not any other perceiver. But upon the other who casts off the pain received time after time, which has been brought upon him by his own karma, and who receives the pain cast off time after time, and who is as it were permeated through and through from all sides with fluctuating mind stuff complicated from time without beginning with its subconscious impressions, and who, under undifferentiated consciousness, conforms to the I substance and to the of me substance with regard to those very things which are to be rejected. Upon him, born again and again, the triple anguishes from both kinds of causes, both inner and outer, sweep down. This being so, the yogin, having seen himself and the whole multitude of creatures borne away by the stream of pain from time without beginning, seeks refuge in the focused insight, the cause of the dwindling of all pain. And by reason of the opposition of the fluctuations of the aspects, to the discriminating all is nothing but pain. The aspects of the thinking substance in the form of brightness and of activity and of inertia, having become interdependent by aid given each to the other, give rise to a presented idea, either tranquil or cruel or infatuated, of just these three aspects. And because the changes of the aspects are unstable, the mind stuff is in rapid mutation. Thus we have been told. The forms a high degree and the fluctuations to a high degree oppose each other, but the generic forms cooperate with them to a high degree. Thus, since these aspects have presented ideas of pleasure and of pain and of infatuation obtained by reliance of one upon another, each has the form of each of them. But the distinction between them is due to their being either in a subordinate or in a dominant state. Therefore, to the discriminating, all is nothing but pain. So the seed out of which this huge aggregate of pain grows forth is undifferentiated consciousness. And the reason for the failure of growth in this is the focused insight. Just as a system of medicine has 4 divisions, disease, cause of disease, health, remedy. So this system also has 4 divisions. The round of rebirth, the cause of the round of rebirth, release, the way of release, way to release. Of these, the round of rebirth with its massive pains is that which is to be escaped. The conjunction of the primary cause and of the self is the cause of this which is to be escaped. The final destruction of the correlation is escape. The means of escape is focused insight. In this, he who escapes, as he is in himself, can neither be accepted nor rejected. For if there be a rejection, that would involve the doctrine of the extermination of him. And if there be an acceptance, the doctrine is a cause. And by denying both, we have the doctrine, which is eternal. This is the focused insight. That was 15. I don't know when I messed up. I skipped 1, but it shouldn't be a big of a deal because the other sutras were long and 1 was really... Maybe I skipped 14 because 14 was really short. That's probably what happened. So I apologize. Alright, so I still have 15 minutes. I'll keep going. Dear God, please protect me in the name of your son, King Ya-Usha. That's Jesus is real. 예수님, 가짜 이름, Ya-Usha. In the name of Ya-Usha, please protect me, dear God. Amen. Namaste. 따뜻따뜻 청하스드람 짜툴비우 하미띠아 피티야떼 해얌 두허카마나 가따무 두허카마티 다무파포가나 비바히땀 디바히땀 두허카마티 다무파포가나 디바히땀 나 해야바쿠슈에 발다떼 발타마남 짱 스바쿠쇼노에 포가루 더미티 나 따뜻쿠쇼너는 따레 해야타마 바디아떼 따스마 디아데바나 가땀 두허캄 따데바 구쇼이파 드라카를밤 요기남 글리시나티 나타람 파라티 파트타람 따데바 해야타마 바디아떼. The same system is set forth in its 4 divisions. That which is to be escaped is pain yet to come. Pain past, that is transferred beyond experience, cannot properly be called a thing to be escaped. And present pain in its own moment has attained experience, so it cannot at the next moment be so changed that it can be escaped. Consequently, only that pain which is yet to come is that which hinders the yogin only, who is like an eyeball, but not any other perceiver. Only this pain becomes so changed that it may be escaped. That was a horrible reading. Okay. Tasma diadeva heamitiuchate tasyaiva karanam pratinilishate drashaturu drashyamo drashaturu drashaturu samyogo heyahetuha drashata buddhateha pratisambedi purushaha drashya buddhiki satatu buddhiki satatu voparu buddhiki satatu voparu dhaha 부두티 사테트보 바루 더허 사이베 달마허 따뜻따뜻르시아 마야스카는 따마노이 까를밤 따뜻따뜻르시아 마야스카는 따마노이 따뜻따뜻르시아 마야스칸 따마노이 까를밤 따뜻따뜻르시아 마야스칸 따마노이 까를밤 까를밤 따뜻따뜻르시아 마야스칸 따마노이 까를밤 삼니티마는 삼니니마 드로파카리 드르시아 뜨베나 삼니티마 드로파카리 드르시아트베나. I have to check this. That's really fuzzy. I think I did it right though. Let me know in the comment section. I'm gonna lower my volume because I just realized something. I don't have to say it loud. Now I'm more fluent in Sanskrit. I don't need to say it loud. So yeah, let me know in the comments if my voice is too low because I'm gonna speak lower from now on when I'm reading. It's better for me that way. Let me see here. So I was looking at this word here, Drusya Karepam. Oh, this Samnitima Dro. I gathered that is Dro, but the printing is so horrible. It's horrible. Okay, so here we go. 들으셔 나는 이 사는 니타 맞들어 야 들어 삼니티마 들어 바까리 들으시아트 베나. And then you got number 1. Pa skips over. 스밤 파바티 부르셔시양. Number 2. 스밤 들으시루 바시양 스밤이나흐 아누파바칼마 비셔야타마 바는남. Number 3. 바는나마니아 바는나마니아타흐 아누파바칼마 비셔야타마 바는나이 나미아타흐. Almost had it. 바는나마니아타흐 아누파바칼마 비셔야타 마 바는나마야타. 바는나마니아타흐 아누파바칼마 비셔야타 마 바는나마니아타흐. Got it. Anything else? Nope, got it. 야타흐 아니야 스바루 베너. Number 4 and 5. In one word. 냐루. Number 4. 냐루. 아니야루 베너. So that's number 4. 아니야루 베너. And then you got number 5. Bati panamania sabaru paplat. Number 5 has 2 different versions. This is like wild. Prati panamania sabaru paprati pananahu. Tipalabatak makam. Pratilabata makam. Pati panamania sabaru paprati panamania sabaru. Prati panamania sabaru paprati mania. Pratilabata. Prati panamania sabaru paprati ma labata. Prati panamania sabaru paprati labata makam. Got it. And then there's another version. Prati panamania sabaru peno. Prati panamania sabaru peno. I already did it. Okay. Prati labata makam. Svatanantara mapi. Paratatavata paratatantram. Paratatavata 바랄 타트 바트 바라 따는 드라 따라무 드라무 바랄 타트 바트 바라 따트 드라 따는 드라무 바랄 타트 바트 바라 따는 드라 드라무 바라 따는 바라 딴 바랄 타트 바트 바라 따는 드라 드라무 바랄 타트 바트 바라 따는 드라무 다열드르그 다이샤나 다열드르그 다이샤나 샤크티 요레나 디 랄타 그르타흐 다열드르그 다이샤나 샤크티 요레 요 다열드르그 다이샤나 샤크티 요라나 디 랄타 그르타흐 사미오고 해야 해툴도 허카시야 까라너 미티알타흐 또통아 쪼끄따무 따뜻하미오가 해투 비발자나 세티야 다야마 티티아는꼬 따뜻하미오가 따뜻하미오가 해투드 비발자나 세티 나뜻이야 따뜻하미오가 해투 비발자나 따뜻하미오가 해투 따뜻하미오가 해투 비발자나 뜻이야 다야마 따뜻하미오가 해투 비발자나 따뜻하미오가 해투 비발자나 스티야 나 뜻이야 따뜻하미오가 해투 비발자나 뜻이야 따뜻하미오가 해투 비발자나 뜻이야 다야마 티아는 티고 두어카 프라티카라흐 가스마트 두어카 해토흐 파리하리아시야 프라티카라 달샤나트 다디아탄 바다탈라시야 페디아탄 까는떡카시야 파트뚜르트밤 파리하라흐 까는떡카시야 바바다나 티슈트남 바바다나 티슈트남 바다트라너 비아바히테나 바다트라너 비아바히테나 바티슈트남 에타크트라얌 요 베다 로케 사 타트라 프라티가라마라 파마노 베다잠 두호캄 나프노티 가스마트 드리트보 팔라브티 사말티아디티 I'm gonna say it again. 드리트보 팔라브티 사말티아디티 아트라피 다 바카시안 라자사흐 사트트바메바 타피아무 가스마트 타피크리아야흐 깔마스티트바트 사트트베 깔마누이 타피크리안 나 파리노미티 디슈크리에 쿠슈에트라지녜. Okay. Yes, oh yeah, I gotta watch out for that right there. There's number 1 somewhere. Whoosh. This is like a mess. Shonu, that's number 1. Oh, here we go. 사트뜨바 가스마 kaimasu tituvant. Oh, dashi tabisho yatuvant satatuve tu tapyamane tadagara nuroti purusho nutapyatan iti purusho piano tapyatan iti and then there's number 1. So this version uses the alternative recommended in this book that I'm reading. This hence the reason why I'm reading this, handwritten version, because it has the most alternative versions. Shonu, look at that. Shonu, see, Shonu. That was the recommendation, and now the end. Iti Turushiate. That was the alternative. And that ends the sutra in the comment of 18 in book 2. I don't know how long I want to go for. I'm getting tired a little bit. Okay, so this is the last sutra. Therefore, the cause of the same thing that is described as something to be escaped is once more specified. The correlation of the seer and the object of sight is the cause of that which is to be escaped. The seer is the self conscious by reflection of the thinking substance. Objects of sight are all external aspects which have struck upon the sattva of the thinking substance. So the same object of sight giving its aid like a magnet by the mere fact of being near becomes, by reason of its being an object of sight, the property of the self, its proprietor, whose nature is seeing. It becomes changed into an object upon which experience operates, insofar as the nature of another. Having acquired the being, although self-dependent, by serving one not itself, dependent one not itself. The correlation of these two, the power of seeing and the power by which one sees, is from time without beginning, and is effective for purposes. The cause of that which is to be escaped, in other words, the cause of pain. And in this sense it has also been said, by avoidance of the cause of correlation with this, the antidote for pain would be absolute. Why? Because we know the antidote to prevent the cause of pain. For example, we know that the liability to scratches in ears in the sole of the foot, the power to scratch in ears in the thorn, the prevention is either by not stepping with the foot upon the thorn or by stepping when it is covered by a foot protector. Whoever understands these three has begun the antidote, therefore, and is not exposed to the pain from scratches. Why? But because of his power to apperceive the threefold character. And to resume the argument, the Sattva, the castigated, comes under the ownership of Rajas, the castigator. Why? Since it stands in a passive relation to the activity of the castigator. The act of castigation affects the Sattva as a passive object, but does not affect the immutable and inactive soul, since it has objects shown to it. But if the Sattva be under castigation, the self, it appears, conforming itself to the form of this, is itself castigated along with it. Alright, so that's it. I'm tired. That was a lot. So almost half the book. I'm 44% done with the book. Alright, thank you very much. I'm gonna change this. Tomorrow is Sabbath. Sabbath soon, In about an hour there'll be Sabbath. I get to rest. So that's 18. No Sanskrit tomorrow. I'm Sanskrited out. I say it again. I am Sanskrited out. That was a lot of Sanskrit. Okay, thank you very much. Have a good day. Namaste.